Welcome to Big Lou Barbecue and Other Things I Want to Do. This is a show about things I want to do and sometimes barbecue. I don't normally take requests because this is a show about things I want to do. But today, this is my request. Hey, welcome to Big Lou Barbecue and Other Things I Want to Do. And today's actually something a viewer wanted me to do. This is not the plan I had for my video I was going to make tonight. I was going to use my Old Smokey charcoal grill and tell you why I love it so much. I was going to do some chicken on my Old Smokey charcoal grill. But it's in the grocery store. And, in a section where they got the cheap meat, because this is July 10th, 2024. And this says it expires 7/10/24. And a pack of ribs already seasoned with recharged barbecue meat. And yeah, that is what I paid for it. $6.96. And it's already seasoned up. Now they're cut individually. I don't normally cook ribs cut individually. Looks like they probably didn't pull the membrane off. I don't expect that they did, but I said $7 for a rack of ribs. I don't have to season up and pull the membrane off and get ready myself. If I was doing that, I'd probably do that on charcoal grill, though this does a good job of ribs. But I've had this electric smoker, this Old Smokey Electric smoker, for about a year. Should have had one years ago. I really enjoy the ease and comfort of it. On a hot summer day, it does a good little job. Look, guys, I can hug it. All right? I mean, she's a pretty little lady. Get my arms all the way around her. It's a nice little electric smoker. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing these ribs. That's not what the request was. Recently, I did a video with cabbage quarters in here. And recently I did a video on my charcoal grill with cabbage quarters. And I've had somebody ask me, how do you do cabbage quarters? And about 7 or 8 years ago, I actually did a video with how I do the cabbage quarters on my Old Smokey charcoal grill. And that usually involves wrapping them in aluminum foil. But in this thing kind of cooks like a Dutch oven with smoke inside it. And I don't need to wrap them in aluminum foil because it's a real moist environment in here. It's gonna take about 90 minutes probably for this cabbage and these ribs to cook. So let's get started. Look, the electric comes down here. There's wood chips down here at the bottom. Right about here, there's a bowl with a middle rack. That's where I'm gonna cook the cabbages. Right up here where the handles are, that is a rack for where I'm gonna cook the ribs, all right? And I may, if there's room, may throw some corn in it during the last 30 minutes of cooking. I'm assuming 90 minutes on these ribs, especially if they got it's gonna cook pretty fast, separated. And this thing cooks fairly fast anyway. So they won't have a smoke ring, but they'll be delicious. I get good food out of this thing. Even when I mess it up, I get good food out of this thing. All right, starting with a small head of cabbage. And this one wasn't quite round. It was a little odd shaped, and I didn't cut it right down the center like I should have. But you get the idea. You want to cut it into 4 quarters right through the core like that. Now I'm going to set this into one of my Lodge dual handle pans. That way it doesn't have a long handle sticking out the side, and it fits in that round smoker. And then for some reason, I turned the camera off. I'm supposed to smear each side of the wedges with butter, and then you put your favorite seasoning on. Mine is Tony. So smear the sides with butter, and then put your favorite seasoning on. I use Tony Saturates. All right, electric heating element down there with a metal plate on top of it. Wood chips go on top of it just like that. Bowl, porcelainized bowl, but I wrap it in aluminum foil for easy cleanup. And here is the middle rack. It sits just like this. And on that, wait, is that bowl on there right? Yeah, that bowl's on there right. All right, I think I got one of those screws bent. I gotta straighten that out. All right, anyway, we're gonna just drop this in there in this Lodge pan, just like that. Next rack, and we're gonna put the ribs in. All right, easy breezy here, just open these up and set them in there. And often start this smoker from cold. Oh, there's a good bit of meat on those. No, that's 2 of them. That's why they look like a good bit of meat. Usually when they cut the ribs like this, that's because it's kind of a lousy rib rack anyway, And this ribs is going to drip all over that cabbage. That one's got some good meat on it. These ribs are going to drip all over that cabbage. That's why I really don't need the lemon juice on them today. I often, if like I wasn't doing it with meat juice on it, I'd probably put lemon juice on there, but I don't have lemon juice today, you know? So often when you cook them like in this smoker and whatever you're cooking, like Italian sausages or something like that, and they drip down on there. All right, so cover this up. Yeah, I need to dust off the lid. And we turn it on down here. We're gonna be cooking about 90 minutes, but in an hour we're gonna check on them, okay? Because I might put some corn on there. All right, so this thing's rocking them just below 300, which is what it usually does. Oh my gosh, it smells good. I know it got all steamy on the camera lens, but as that steam and smoke goes away, look at those ribs. You're not gonna get a smoke ring in this thing, but you get that moisture. You can hear them sizzling. They're dripping down on that cabbage. You can't see the cabbage through there real well, but when these ribs are done, I'm gonna show them to you. 195. My son's asked me to make them fall off the bone. So these are certainly done within an hour. 202. 185. It's hard to temp ribs though, even when they're cut already. These are gonna be fall off the bone, but I'm gonna let them go about another 20 or 30 minutes. I'm about to put some corn in here and let them go about another 20 or 30 minutes, then we're gonna eat. All right, I had this corn in the pack from the grocery store, already shucked and stuff. I put butter and, oh, wrong side there. Hook's on that side. I put butter and move these. Ooh, that's hot, hot, hot. I should use tongs. Just toward the outside there. And I'm gonna put this corn right down in here like this, any way that it'll fit right there on that top rack. Right there on there, any way I can get these 4 ears of corn to fit. And that little extra niblet that came with it. The corn shouldn't take too long, and those ribs will be like my son likes them. I'd eat them now though. All right, this has been 30 minutes now after I put the corn in, and just about 90 minutes or so after I put the ribs and the cabbage in. I know that cabbage is gonna be tender. Let that steam come out of there. Yes, indeed. Woo! All right, let that steam come out of there. The corn is tender. It doesn't take corn too long. Half an hour is good, I think. You can go longer with it if you want to. I think it's gonna be good just like that. Pull the corn out. Pull these ribs out. I got a platter sitting right off it's actually the side shelf of my gas grill over here. And these ribs are gonna be so good. Can you see? And I didn't even do anything to them. They're already pre-seasoned and everything. Just take them out of the pack. Look at that. Look at that. All right, cabbage is coming next. Can you see that cabbage down in there? All right, don't need the tongs anymore. All right, I like to pull this thing out of there, and it might be the reason I have one of the screws bent, and I can see that it's bent, so that's why that bowl was leaning a little bit. I can straighten that out, or I can replace the screw, not a big deal. But one of the reasons is I do put a cast iron pan on here a lot, and cast iron pans are heavy. So what I'm gonna do, I just come through here with this handle like that, and this handle over here, so I keep my head out the way like that, and then I lift it out with these large handles. And that is cabbage quarters. Look, I'm not gonna do a taste test. Each one of these is a serving. So we'll go on a plate with some ribs and some corn. And that's our supper tonight. I do cabbage quarters in here a lot. And you can do them on a charcoal grill or whatever. Just wrap them in aluminum foil and keep them moist if you've got a dry environment. Since that's a moist environment, you don't need it. I also do these in the Dutch oven, just like this, in my oven. So I got a cast iron Dutch oven. I'll put them like this, put the lid on it, and put them in my Dutch oven. Usually I put lemon juice on them, but not today. But they got all that pork fat dripping on them, and they're gonna be delicious.